Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of this JV basketball game. The Salette Lions are facing off against the Oakwood Comets. I am Michael McCall, and to my left is Kevin Quigley. This has been a rough game for the Lions. Lions down 12 to 35, struggling in this first half. What do you think the Lions have done well in this game so far, Kevin?
Well, to single out an individual performance, Rylan Taw has had a very good game, probably the best I've seen him all season long, just hitting those jumpers, hitting those fast break layups in a game where the Lions just have had such a dearth of offensive play. I think that he's had 8 points and the rest of the team has only had 4. And on the other side of the coin, definitely just the passing woes and the defensive woes of the Lions, just with miscommunication, just not able to hold on to the ball or stop the ball on defense.
And the problem, the Lions JV team at least, if you just noticed, Daniel Bergman set a screen, and not to be blunt, but it was a very pointless screen. And that's just because he was going through the actions of, I need to set a screen, so I'm going to set a screen. And he didn't really go out and make the screen productive. He kind of just set a screen, which was mostly pointless. I mean, it could have stopped the defender, but we need to really put those things into practice when they need to be put in.
Right, and I know from experience, just, playing around when you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, exactly, that's what you do. You go and set a screen, and it's a pointless screen. And I remember, who were we playing? I can't remember who we were playing. I think we were actually playing Arthur in JV, and Ian Whitehead did that. He went and called for a screen and set a screen, and it was just, I was just thinking, why did you do that? There's no point. And you're just basically, when you do something like that, you're just taking yourself out, and you're essentially just creating a 4-man roster because you're taking yourself out of the play and you're not doing anything constructive.
And in the great Latin class of Father Carlisle, we were talking about basketball a little bit. It's a side tangent. We took a little break from Latin, but we went on a small side tangent about basketball, and we were talking about when we get the ball into the paint, we just get it right back out. We don't do anything. We're getting into the paint, and that's our goal. Get the ball into the paint, and then we just dish it right back out. We don't do anything with it. And so that's something we really need to capitalize. At the end of this year, we don't have that many games left, and especially going into next year.
And if you remember going back to last year, and then, nice steal by Blaze Laronia leads to a fast break, but Daniel Bergman misses his layup. Liam Fitzpatrick is able to put it back up for 2, but as I was saying,
athletic move by William Fitzpatrick.
If you remember back to last year, there wasn't very much action, but especially the year before, Manny Garcia and Henry Crott, they were just so good in the post. Manny especially, it seemed like if you got the ball to him down on the block, he was going to do some sort of move and he was going to make it. It just seemed like he had that magic touch, kind of like Steve has, where it's just when they throw the ball up, it goes in.
It rolls off the fingers.
Exactly. And now that they're both gone, and especially on JV, there just isn't anyone like that. Blaze has done a better job, and we've seen that a little bit this game with refining his moves, but he's still not anywhere close to that level where it's just, you're confident getting it down to the post. I know Coach Spezia likes to emphasize in practice, you get down to, for varsity, he likes to say, you get down to the post to Prather, then that's 2 points. And I wish that was always true, because there's plenty of times where we do get it down into the post, but it doesn't result in 2 points.
And I don't know what Father Carlisle said to them in the halftime, but the Lions have come out with a lot of energy. We just saw a mistake there by Blaze Laronia, bounce it off his leg. He'll stay with the Lions, but we're seeing less mistakes. We're seeing more strong offense, better defense, and this is very good coming from the Lions coming out in the second half. Blaze Laronia almost with the travel. Ryan almost losing it, recovers it. Number 11 dives on the floor. Daniel Bergman, excuse me.
I was going to say a play like that is with a really just refined team, they'd be able to capitalize on it because there's one player on the ground and you're creating a power play. Mm-hmm. So I looked up right after the player went on the ground, and there was 3 lost-up players behind the arc. But if you're really playing well and you're playing cohesively and you're playing fast-paced, as soon as that player goes on the ground, whoever's being guarded by him is getting open, and someone's going to have an open shot.
Yes, and we talked about strength last year. I just want to give a shout-out to Mr. Michael Vitri. He's our athletic director. He's been helping us build muscle in the weight room. Hopefully that'll transition over. We talked a little bit earlier about Blaze Laronia dunking. I want him to be able to get that strength, be able to jump up, be able to dunk the ball, and give him that confidence to be able to play next year, hopefully varsity.
I don't know. I think I heard him say that he did dunk it one time. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him, and he's definitely not comfortable enough to get it all the time. But, I mean, I haven't seen any La Salette player dunk in my time here, because the only time Manny ever tried to do it was against Assumption last year when we played Assumption from Walton, and he got fouled. But that was the closest I've ever seen, and we saw it when we went to Danville. There was 2 dunks. The very first play of the varsity game was an alley-oop dunk, and that just, you could almost see just the energy levels of La Salette just drop after that, because it was just despair at that moment, just seeing just such an athletic move like that. So if Blaze could refine that, then I mean we'd have another weapon for us.
And I mean, I know the coaches would be very mad at us for having this conversation right now, because they say dunking is pointless, but I'm just talking on the aspect of giving Blaze Ronya that confidence to be able to get into that game and prove to himself that he's able to get that strength and be able to use it in the game, because the energy will feed off to the other players. The Comets with their first 3-point of the game, bringing the score 42-16. Lions down. Ian Whitehead came into the game earlier. William Fitzpatrick gets it down into the post. Danny Bergman with a quick 2-pointer. That's good. Comets ball. 32 takes the 3. Nobody near him. Rebounds. Comets. 11 gets it back over to 32. 32 drives into the paint. He's out, back out. 32. Thinks about the 3. Doesn't take it. Swings it over to 33. 33 puts it in for 2, and that's good.
Father Carlisle not pleased with Blaze missing that coverage on defense, so he's sending Rylan Taw into the game for him, which is really too bad that Blaze is getting pulled out, because even though just reinforced to him how important that defensive coverage is, at the same time, Blaze is doing a tremendous job in this game.
Daniel Bergman attempts a layup, no good. Almost rebounded by Blaze Renya. However, it's Comets ball. Number 13's wide open in the corner. However, 33 will take the shot. Rebounded Daniel Bergman. Daniel Bergman really showing himself in this second half. John Bronner drives in, takes the shot, no good. Rebound, Comets, fast lane, gives it over to number 13, and that's good for 2. John Bronner bringing the ball back up the court, gets down to the high post to Blaze Ronya, over to Daniel Bergman. Takes a shot, fade away, no good. Rebound, Blaze Ronya. Blaze Ronya puts it up for 2, and that's good. Comets with the ball, right wing. Number 32. Almost reached by Daniel Bergman, nothing called. 13 with the ball, takes a deep 3, and that's no good. Rebound at 33. 33 puts up the layup, and no good. Rebound, Blaze Ronya. William Fitzpatrick bringing up the ball past the 10-second line. William Fitzpatrick drives into the paint. Into Blaze Ronya, pump fake, and takes a shot, no good. Might have been a foul there, nothing called. Daniel Bergman tips the ball, and it will be Comets ball.
I've noticed that the Lions haven't been called for a lot of fouls this game, and they've really noticed that and started playing a lot more aggressively. I've seen John Bronner really get into the offensive players, which I think that in other games might be called for a foul, but I don't think that the referees really are that concerned with calling borderline calls right now. The game's split by a 26-point margin. It's 46-20. And I think that that's also going for the Comets. I think that they are able to get away with a little bit. That's the second time that Daniel Bergman's basically jumped onto number 33. He does get called for the foul this time, and number 33 will have the chance for a 3-point play with his and-1 free throw.
And that's just poor defense by Daniel Bergman. He needs to get low. He keeps thinking that he can just, like, push him out of the paint, but facts are facts. 33 is twice the size of Daniel Bergman. He's definitely a lot stronger. Daniel Bergman just needs to use his brains because he is a smart person. He needs to apply them to the court and really box 33 out and get those rebounds. You can see him in the post right now. He's standing up straight and tall, not really doing anything to get 33 out of his way. He kind of gives him a push or shove once and again, but that's not really doing anything. Ian Whitehead passes it straight to the Comets, number 20. 20 with a fast break. A little move, and he'll put it in for 2. William Fitzpatrick inbounding to John Bronner. John Bronner heaves it up, and that's no good. And end of the third quarter, score 51-20. The Lions have been struggling throughout this entire game. They've been playing sloppy defense. They've not really been putting fundamentals that they need to be putting into the game. And I mean, what do you think? What do you think we can get out of this game?
I mean, definitely just an emphasis on how important defense and communication are, because that was really a sore spot for the Lions in the first half. But they have stepped up their communication a little bit, as well as their defense a little bit in this second half. They've not had all those sloppy turnovers on passes that they had the first half.
Hopefully we'll see more of Blaze Laronia in the second quarter. We'll see a new appearance from a player that we don't see that much, Theo Carlisle. He'll be coming into the game for William Fitzpatrick. Daniel Bergman almost with the steal. Basically wrapping his arms around number 12. He'll be called for the foul. Comets ball, and that's just a pointless foul. There's no reason to do that. He could have reached his other hand around and called for a jump ball, but he did not do that. Comets ball, 3, being tightly guarded by Ryanans. Drives into the paint, tries to get it up, and Daniel Bergman must have gotten his hand on the ball, but it will be Lions ball. John Bronner gets it into Ian Whitehead. Ian Whitehead takes a shot, no good. 20. Bringing the ball up for the Comets, drives right past defense and puts in an easy basket for 2. And that's been really disappointing this game. We've just seen a lot of just easy buckets.
And I was focusing on Theo Carlisle right there, and I saw him just make really a horrible play, because he went up to cover the ball after it got inbounded, and then he started like talking to the bench, and then turned around and saw that his man was streaking down the court, and that led to the fast break layup. So that was totally on him, and that's just, I mean, kind of characteristic of his play. He just is always just, kind of out of it out there.
Daniel Bergman with the steal. He'll put in the layup, and that's good for 2. Bringing the score 22-53. Comets, another easy basket. Cherry picks it down to 12, and 12 will be fouled by Theo Carlisle, it looks like.
Once again, Theo was missing his man, and 12 was just wide open down low, like you said, to cherry pick that layup.
Number 12 at the free throw line, making a possible 3-point play. No good. Did not hit the rim, so ball will be inbounded by Daniel Bergman. John Bronner taking the ball past 10-second line. Gets it to Theo Carlisle at the wing. Over to Ryan Taw. Down to the corner. Ian Whitehead dribbles at baseline. Bounces it off the leg of a Comet player. Number 12. Lions ball. Ryan Taw looking for a man. Gets John Bronner. Almost picked off by number 3. John Bronner sloppy pass. Intercepted by number 1. Over to number 3. Down to number 12. Out to the top of the key. Gets a screen. Drives baseline. Almost stolen by Theo Carlisle. However, go out of bounds. Comets ball.
So I think I have pinpointed the problem with the Lions passing is just they're trying to attempt passes that are too long without passing them quickly enough, because on that last possession, John Bronner went for a pass, which I don't know if you could necessarily call it a bad pass if you were able to make a really nice, quick one. But he didn't pass it fast enough, and so Oakwood was able to get there in time and intercept it. So I think that's what the Lions have been doing, is just their passes aren't quick enough for the opportunities that they're trying to exploit.
You just saw a prime example of what you're just talking about. Comets, number 3, takes a 3 and sinks it. Lions ball. John Bronner over to Theo Carlisle. Over to Ian Whitehead. Down to the corner. Daniel Bergman drives into the paint. Crazy shot with his left hand, and that's good for 2.
That's one of those shots that is just, you have to, you feel happy that they made it, but at the same time, just fundamentally, that's just not good at all. And so you kind of feel guilty being excited about it. But you can't ignore the result, which is 2 points.
Comets on offense take a shot, no good. Almost saved. However, it's Lions ball. Ryland inbound to get 2. John Bronner takes past the 10-second line. Picks up his dribble. Passes to Ian Whitehead. Stolen by number 21. Number 10 with the ball. Gets it to 21. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game. Number 1 gets it over to 12 for a 3. No good. Rebound, John Bronner. John Bronner with a nice dribbling move there. Had Daniel Bergen open. Didn't see him. Nice pump fake by Ryland Ta. Saves it. Almost went out of bounds. Ian Whitehead for the 2, and he will sink that shot. Number 3 driving up the court. Stolen by John Bronner. Gets it to Ryland. Ryland, fast break, left-handed layup. That's good for 2. And as you said earlier, and this has been a very good night for Rylands. Ryland steals the ball again. Another fast break, takes the jumper, and no good. Rebounded by number 1 for the Comets. Stolen by John Bronner. Gets it to Ryland in the corner. He's being trapped. He has to do something about it, and there will be a foul.
So not ideal play, but that there was good hustle from certain members of the team, because Ryland and John Bronner did a good job getting back down the court. But then by the time they got the ball again, Theo Carlisle and Ian Whitehead were nowhere to be found. And so there was just, John got it. He got trapped. He gave it to Ryland. He got trapped. It was kind of just merciful that Oakwood fouled them and gave the ball back to the Lions. And it was on that fast break that I looked, and Theo and Ian just weren't really running up. They were just hanging back in their half, in the Oakwood half. And, I mean, I would say that if you're not the most talented member out there, then you should be the most aggressive. You should be the most hustling. I mean, Sean Holman right there was doing his part. He's getting back on defense really quick. And he is able to stop that shot right there. I don't really know.
His feet were out,
I know. I don't know what he did right there. He just kind of contorted his body around and blocked the shot. So, I mean, that's kind of Sean Holman's style of play. It's not fundamental. It's not by the book, and somehow he gets it done. I don't really know. He's kind of fun to watch.
And Ian Whitehead, he's been clapping in the player's face, trying to get his aggression out. Looks like ref could have given him a technical there, but 11 seconds left did it. He just told him to back up a little bit. Ryan Toss steals the ball, goes for a left-handed layup, and that's good for 2.
So that brings the score for the Lions up to 30. They do break 30. But the clock will run out for the final score of Oakwood taking the victory over the Lions 58-30. So the Lions definitely didn't start out very well, but they did, I would say, definitely very visibly improve into the second half, and that last quarter of play wasn't looking too bad. Of course, that was against the Oakwood bench, but even so, they were able to fix their passing woes. They weren't really dropping the passes, which was definitely something that they had just such a big problem with in the first half. So they did improve on that.
Yes, but hopefully that was a beneficial game for the Lions. Lions varsity will be playing in about, I believe, 10 minutes, 10, maybe 20. It is senior night, as we just heard over the intercom for Oakwood Comets. Last two games, there were senior nights that the Lions played. The Lions won against Attica and Arthurs. Hopefully we can keep that streak up. We are at a small disadvantage tonight. We are down to very good starting varsity players, Joseph Dertola and Joseph Martin. But please tune in to see how this exciting game turns out to be. Thank you for listening to this JV game. I'm Michael McCall and Kevin Quigley. Thank you very much.